actually, I put on. I was gonna watch the original Twister on HBO.
Yeah, haven't they
Max.
made like 5 or what am I?
You're thinking of Tremors.
I think I'm thinking of Final Destination.
Oh, that may also be the case.
There's
Yeah.
a tornado in one of those, I think.
There probably is a tornado in I've never seen any of the Final Destination.
No, me
No,
neither.
but I was gonna watch the original Twister. I had never seen it in preparation for Twisters, the sequel. But I put on Twister, the original,
Okay.
made in the 90s.
Right.
And I realized that I'm absolutely terrified of tornadoes.
Really?
Oh, I think growing, because we're both from the
We're
Midwest.
from Tornado country.
Tornado Alley.
Yeah, that's right.
And these fucking...
It's a big alley.
It's a big alley.
It's like 20
huge,
states.
Biggest alley I've ever seen. These people in New York, they think it's just all fun and games. They go, oh, we should go see Twisters in 4DX.
They don't know
It's
your
like
trauma.
being a real one.
Yeah, they've got the wind. It's a 4D movie,
Right.
you know.
They fucking shoot water at you and shit.
The seats are fucking rocking and blasting and everything. When I worked at Legoland, we had a 4D theater.
Yeah.
But like every other day, something would be like the wind wouldn't work.
Right, they could never figure it out.
Nothing could work. So it would just be one puff of smoke, a sad,
Yeah.
and that would be the 4D experience.
I know, it's like that. They have those at like the zoo,
Yeah.
your local zoo. They'll have like a 4D thing, and then you pay $30 to
$30.
to go in there for 5 minutes, and if the fucking thing doesn't work, somebody spits on the back of your neck.
Yeah, somebody spits on your cock a little bit, and then you watch the Barney movie, and then you're out of there.
You're out of there. They say get moving.
It would always be soaking wet. Our thing was too much water would come out, so everyone would get drenched, and we have to go wipe up the seats after because they'd be soaking wet.
Oh wow. It's
Yeah.
like a fucking the screening of a Magic Mike.
Yeah.
The seats are soaking wet.
Absolutely drenched all the way through.
Yeah. So now I tried to watch Twisters, and I I'm not much. I don't have anxiety really, but that I almost had a
well-adjusted people.
Yeah, I almost had a panic attack. I had to turn it off. Scared me to death.
Wow. Couldn't do it. Now, were you watching it alone, perhaps on a
watching alone in my
spooky night.
recliner.
in your recliner? That's kind of a scary place to watch a movie by yourself.
I guess so.
Recliner. Is a storm outside?
No storm, but there's a storm a brewing
We've
now.
got a storm tonight, don't we? Big storm tonight, folks, right outside. But
and
yeah,
they say it's not related to the hurricane. That's next.
this is a complete one-off.
Yeah.
Not related at all to the hurricane.
But that's coming.
And then sometimes you get a storm, looks the exact same. They go, this is a little bit of the hurricane.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah. This one's some blowout.
Yeah.
It's a blowout.
It's a pure fucking blowout.
We're getting the blowouts.
Yeah.
Why is it that everyone who lives in the hurricane zone refuses to leave when the hurricane's coming? And then their whole city gets flooded, and then they're waiting to get helicoptered out of there.
Yeah. You know what? I think I'd be one of those guys.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. Where am I going to go?
It's always like an old guy just watching the hurricane on the news coming right at him. It's fucking green outside, and this is ominous as hell.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a train
He's
coming.
just fucking drinking a PBR.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing. The windows aren't boarded up.
Not an emotion in sight.
Yeah, just mindlessly watching. It's everyone in New
Doesn't
York.
say a word.
No.
His wife's like, we got to get the fuck out of here. He just fucking ignores her.
I ain't going anywhere. You want to go be my guest?
I'm staying right here.
He's on a raft the
It's
next
my
day.
time. It's my time.
We'll go to the Cowboy Stadium if we have to. Lie low for a while.
No, I've thought about that. I think I would stay. Just
You would stay.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If it was a level 5,
Yeah.
the big ones that blow your houses over, I'd probably at least try to get out of town for the weekend.
Book a nice,
Like a well-timed
a nice getaway.
trip away. What could that hurt? It's not like I'm going to evacuate everything out of my house.
Well, that's the difference between you and I. You like to get away. I like a staycation. So,
yeah, you like a staycation during the big storm.
yeah, during the big storm.
That's right.
Now, did your dad ever just go outside on the patio.
Oh, every time. Yeah.
And
yeah.
just kind
So
of
your dad did?
stare out.
Oh, is that what your dad did?
Yeah,
That's what my dad did every time.
Yeah.
And we had a tornado shelter, and he'd put the three of us down there.
Yeah.
And he'd go out, he'd take his shirt off. He'd go stand on the front porch with a cigarette, with a Marlboro Red and Bud Heavy, and just look up at the storm. It was pouring rain, you know. And I don't know. He thought that he could see something in the storm, like he could make sense of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's the Midwest dad. They love to take their shirt off. They love to go outside
On the
and
porch, in the
watch
middle
the
of the
rain.
storm, watch the rain.
My dad would make a phone call. He would call one of his buddies.
Yeah. My dad probably did that too. Completely at odds, him and all of his buddies with the weatherman.
Yeah.
Can't believe what this guy's saying. Can't believe he goes out there like a clown every morning.
Fucking guy doesn't know jack shit.
The fucking clown said. Now I have a theory about this. I used to do a bit about it.
Yeah.
But between the years of like 1990 and 2001, the country, it was after the Cold War, but before 9/11. So grown men had no natural adversary in the world. There was no Russia or Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
So we had the weatherman. Adult men hated the weatherman.
The weatherman,
Yeah.
Sure.
He was enemy number one. Public enemy number one.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
It's pretty sound.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have that. Our generation doesn't have
No.
that. We have to get mad at an app.
I have to get mad at I have to get
The weather app.
I have to get mad at Ticketmaster.
Yeah, I have to get mad at Ticketmaster.
By the way, compromised all my personal information.
Yeah, mine too. I think all of our listeners probably got the same letter.
Yeah, we got a letter in the mail saying it's over. We fucked it all up. We fucked it all up.
Somebody has your information. We don't know who, but they have it.
Yeah. And there's nothing we can do.
There's nothing we can do.
You might be
There's
asking
nothing you can
yourself,
do.
what can I do?
Yeah.
Very little. Very little.
Yeah. And we're not going to offer you anything.
But Lady Gaga is coming next year.
Yeah, they put ads in
The
there.
tickets are going fast.
And you don't get a discount.
I can't believe that letter. I've never gotten a letter from a company that just says, we really blew it.
Yeah, we blew it. So good luck sleeping tonight.
We blew it, but you know, we're only human. You're at Ticketmaster.
Right, we're Ticketmaster.
Ever since Citizens United.
Give us a break. We're Ticketmaster.
Give us a break. Citizens United said that corporations are people too, and we have feelings, and we make mistakes.
We feel really bad about
We
this.
feel really bad about this, but your bank account information, your social security number, it's on the dark web, and I'm gonna be honest, it loves it there. It's really gotten comfortable on the dark web.
Right. It's like, why even tell me? I just assume it's
now
all
I just
on the dark web.
now I don't know what to do to protect myself, and it's just added anxiety. But fuck Ticketmaster. But we got some other stories today here on Echo Chamber Podcast, the only podcast where I'm just going for it. Where two comedians read the Wall Street Journal because one of us gets it for free from work. Now, let's give the folks at home a little rundown on the stories that we've got today,
Well, Joe, I would love nothing more.
Trent. All right.
South Carolina. Dateline, South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Well, they've legalized death by firing squad.
I don't know what that's insane.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Trent, boneless wings.
Oh!
Take everything you thought you knew about boneless wings, throw that out the window.
Done.
Boneless wings could now have bones.
I think I may have heard something about this.
Oh yeah, it's the whole world's on its upside down.
I get boneless wings Google alerts.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. So anyway, well that's
There's
fast.
news. Trent.
Quiet, honey. I have to read the news. Well, Facebook and Meta apparently they're under fire for advertising illicit drugs, allowing advertisers to.
Well, I think everyone who works for Meta should go to South Carolina and we'll see what being under fire means. Except for my friend Evan, friend of the show, welcome anytime, works for Meta.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he actually loves it there. But great company culture. Well, down south of the border in Venezuela's Maduro, who we've covered a couple of times.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Maduro. Well, he won his re-election bid.
Yes.
The United States is officially saying he did not. He didn't.
Well.
And man, we're going to hear about that. It puts him in a bit of a tight spot.
Jeez.
Yeah, bit of a tight spot down there.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of tight spots, the Olympics are going on still as we speak.
That's right.
Well, there was an Olympic ping pong player.
No, I think we got the same story.
Oh no! What happened, Joe? Did his paddle get smashed?
Well, no, I don't know. There's a LeBron of table tennis. His name is LeBrun.
Oh, different stories.
Different ping pong
Different
guy.
ping pong Olympians.
Oh, wow.
This guy, his paddle got smashed.
Oh, and he's not LeBrun?
No, he's not LeBron.
Okay,
He's,
well, we have 2 Olympian ping pong stories to close out the show.
Yeah, perfect. He's Wang. His name's Wang.
Oh, well, I think Wang comes up in this one.
Well,
But Wang better watch out because there's LeBruns in town. And he's going to smash his paddle to fucking bits. He's a badass.
right.
But Trent, take it away. Let's head to South Carolina and hear
Well,
about
let's take a
cool
trip
new law they've got over there.
South Carolina. Headline: Death by firing squad ruled legal.
What? So not only is the death penalty legal there,
They've legalized the death penalty.
so they already had that. Now they go, let's take it a step further.
Yeah. Well, South Carolina can execute death row inmates by firing squad, lethal injection, or the electric chair, the state's high court
Jesus
ruled,
Christ.
opening the door to restart executions after more than a decade.
So I thought that the electric chair was long ago turned away from because people would often mess up electric chairs and they'd
Yeah.
have to double electric somebody.
They would have to double.
They want to give them enough juice, they'd have to put them back in the chair.
Right, the guard would accidentally trip over the plug or something.
yeah. And they get electrocuted
Yeah.
to a half an inch of their life, and then they have to, redo them.
Yeah. So what I understand is that South Carolina may have put a moratorium on the death penalty.
Right.
And the Supreme Court or their high court, the state's
South
high court, they took a second look.
You always want to take a second look. Yeah.
So the state's high court, they took a second look.
We seem to be in an era of the high court taking a second look. Things that seemed long ago put to bed.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so they legalized firing squad, lethal injection. Or
firing
the electric
squad?
chair. Firing squad is crazy.
So that just means like what I pictured: just people, their back against their
They
face against
line
the
'em
wall,
up against
put
a-
a bag over their head, and fucking shoot them.
Yeah, well, the way I understand firing squad is there's like 3 people with guns, so you don't know who actually hit them.
Oh, so would you face the gunman or not?
I think you put a bag over your head or you turn around. So
Maybe that's better than lethal injection and the chair.
yeah, well,
It's over in just a blink of an eye.
yeah. All 5 justices agreed with at least part of the ruling, but 2 of the justices said they felt the firing squad was not a legal way to kill an inmate.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And one of them felt the electric chair is a cruel and unusual punishment.
The electric chair, I think, is a bad one.
That's wild, yeah.
Yeah.
The state allowing inmates to choose from the 3 execution methods is far from an effort to inflict pain, but a sincere attempt at making the death penalty less inhumane, Justice John Few wrote in the majority opinion.
So
they
you
get to
pick.
choose. So they get to choose.
I'll take firing squad.
You get 3 choices.
yeah.
Firing squad, lethal injection, or electric
And
chair.
guys, we only have 3 lethal injections, so once those are spoken
Yeah.
for, it will be the chair of the firing squad.
That's a terrible choice. What would you choose?
Okay, so I'm going to back it up, and I'm going to start with my last meal.
Okay.
And then I'll work my way to...
Sure, all right.
And maybe there's a different last meal for which one. I think if I'm going to go chair, I'll do seafood.
Seafood. Okay.
I'll do like a fried shrimp.
Yes.
Maybe some cod, like soul food,
Sure.
Mashed potatoes,
Green beans.
and cornbread.
Cornbread.
Then give me the chair. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm in Alabama in the 1920s.
Sure.
South Carolina,
sure,
whatever.
Yeah.
Firing squad. I think I'll have a raw steak. Steak tartare.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
get shot in the head.
Right.
And then lethal injection. Lethal injection, I think I want like pasta.
Ah,
Yeah.
that'd be nice.
Yeah. And then like glass of red wine. And then fucking put one in my arm.
Yeah. I'd go all 3. I'd go Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Most people do fried chicken for the last meal.
Yeah.
That's like all I ever hear about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bucket of KFC.
But I would what I would want to do. Maybe I would see if they could. The High Court could take a second look at this. I would want death by public hanging.
Yeah, public. Yeah, make it public.
And I want the guy with the fucking black hood over his head.
Right.
With a big fucking wood, whatever they call that.
What about public beheading?
Beheading.
That'd be cool too.
The
guillotine.
The guillotine.
Yeah. Public hangings. That was quite the affair. That was like.
Because I love an audience.
That was the original Mayweather versus Mike Tyson.
Yeah, exactly. As many as 8 inmates may be out of traditional appeals. It is unclear when execution could restart or whether lawyers for death row inmates can appeal the ruling. The state hasn't executed an inmate since 2011. Governor Henry McMaster said the justices interpreted the law correctly, adding that the decision ensures lawful sentences can be duly enforced and the families and loved ones of the victims receive the closure and justice they have long awaited. Lawyers for death row inmates said they were reviewing the ruling before commenting.
Yeah, the firing squad is the craziest one. Now, what about this? What if they made the victims of the families choose how they wanted to go?
By vote. They would do it by vote.
By vote.
Well, that'd be interesting. I think you should leave it to the person being killed.
I think you're probably right, but I think that if you're the victim of the family, you should get to choose the inmate's last meal. I want to decide he doesn't get to eat fried chicken if he's going to die.
Right.
Yeah. We're going to have saltine crackers. And cold soup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, firing squad is the craziest thing I've ever heard of coming back. And now, are they going to video this? Will it be on YouTube, perhaps?
It doesn't mention that in the article, but we'll keep you informed. Stay tuned to Echo Chamber. We'll keep you informed.
Well, justice is coming down hard and swift in South Carolina, but not everywhere are people seeing justice, Trent. It's from the Wall Street Journal. Boneless wings can have bones after all. Ohio court ruled. Ohio's lawless.
Ohio, the High Court, they decided to take a second look at boneless wings.
They took a second look at boneless wings. It's the age of taking a second look. Well, a boneless chicken wing with bones is still boneless chicken, according to the Ohio court.
Bullshit.
A man who ate boneless wings in 2016 sued an Ohio restaurant after ingesting a 2-inch bone that tore through his esophagus.
Ugh.
But how quickly is he wolfing these things down?
Yeah, what a pig.
Yeah. Well, his case made it to the state Supreme Court, where the judges, in a 4-3 decision last week, said that he should have expected the possibility that the boneless wings he was eating could have bones. The man, Michael Berkheimer, friend of the show, welcome anytime, said that he felt something go down the wrong pipe when he took a bite of a dish he often ordered. Boneless wings tossed in Parmesan and garlic sauce. Berkheimer later came down with a fever and went to an emergency room the next day. A doctor removed a roughly 2-inch chicken bone that had lodged into his esophagus and torn it, according to the court records.
The man he got a fever from that.
He's got boneless wings fever.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Some people are allergic to bones.
Wow.
And when you order boneless wings.
Yeah.
Well, he got an infection and sustained damage to his heart and lungs.
Oh, my God.
From this bone. He had to have 2 surgeries. He filed a lawsuit in 2017 against the restaurant, which is owned by a company known as REKM, food supplier Gordon Food Service, and Wayne Farms, a chicken farm. Lawyers for the 3 entities didn't return requests for comment. But Rob Stokar, Berkheim's lawyer, said the court in its decision has rendered the word boneless completely meaningless.
Yeah, sounds like it to me.
That's it. Take everything you thought you knew about boneless, throw it out the window.
Throw it out the window. It's like seedless watermelon.
Yeah, why? There's still seeds in it.
Yeah,
you know,
boneless.
Boneless means
they have to put an inflection.
Yes. Less bones.
It's
for
less
sure.
bones.
Definitely
yeah.
less bones.
Definitely less bones.
Yeah.
How big was the thing that got caught? In his
2 inches.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean that's like.
Well, let me
whip
my cock out.
Yeah, exactly. To double the length of it to find out. But Mr. Berkheimer suffered catastrophic injuries from a bone contained in a menu item unambiguously advertised as boneless at every level of commerce, the attorney said, adding that his client can no longer play hockey. I don't know if they tried to say hooky, but it's spelled hockey because of his injuries. Quote,
play hooky.
Play hooky. What is play hockey?
Nick, you no longer play hooky.
Oh, well, the game hockey.
Yeah, the game hockey.
It's like, what are they talking about? Play hockey.
Yeah, the game hockey.
Well,
usually played on ice.
I don't see how he can't play hockey.
Well, he's got fucking lung and heart damage.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's a
man. See, I think the court
sport.
made the wrong decision here. This guy's life is in jeopardy.
Yeah,
and you know what? It's big chicken.
it's big chicken.
It's big chicken.
It's Tyson.
They don't give a shit about the little guy.
No.
Quote, most people know that chickens, there aren't such things as chickens without bones out there.
Yeah.
Said Patrick DeWine, one of the judges. 4 of the judges in their decision said suppliers aren't negligent if they distribute food with naturally occurring foreign objects like bones. Consumers should be aware it is possible for certain foods to contain such items, they wrote. Berkheimer, therefore, should have expected his boneless wing could have a bone.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you ordered boneless wings, you are playing with fucking fire anymore. Because I bet they're going to be real lax about taking them out from now on.
Well, now they know the legal precedent.
Yeah, I'm not going to wolf mine down so quick next time I go to Applebee's.
Take a second look.
Yeah, knife and fork, please.
Jeez, that's scary.
Well, the courts, they're taking a second look, Trent.
They're taking a second look. Yeah, wow. Well, Joe, this is from the Wall Street Journal. Advertising for illicit drugs persists on Facebook.
Okay, so for like cocaine and marijuana?
Yes, exactly.
Oh my God, advertisements.
They're running ads.
They're running ads.
Man, big DMT is running ads.
DMT?
Yes, they're Joe Rogan's favorite drug. Meta Platforms is running ads on Facebook and Instagram that steer users to online marketplaces for illegal drugs, months after the Wall Street Journal earlier reported that the social media giant was facing a federal investigation over the practice.
It's crazy. They wipe their ass on all of humanity. They take no precautions to do anything.
Yeah, they're
Flip
evil.
the election. What do I care?
They're scumbags.
Make a 14-year-old kill herself. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's run ads for DMT. Fuck it.
Yeah, they're absolute scumbags. The company has continued to collect revenue from ads that violate its policies. So they have their own policies. They're violating their own policy. They could just change the policy. Say, you know what, we can allow.
They go, well, we have a policy, but this is pretty good ad money.
Money talks.
$30 for the DMT ad. So people are like boosting posts about DMT.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
A review by the Journal in July found dozens of ads marketing illegal substances such as cocaine and prescription opioids, including as recently as Friday. A separate analysis over recent months by an industry watchdog group found hundreds of such ads. The ads, you may be asking yourself, what are these ads? What do they look like?
You know what I am asking myself that?
Well, I'll answer you, Joe.
Thanks, Trent.
The ads show photos of prescription drug bottles, piles of pills, or bricks of cocaine. Quote, place your orders, said an ad.
Okay, so the ad is basically what I thought it was. A picture of bricks of cocaine with somebody saying, order up.
Yeah.
And they go, I want to boost my post.
Right. Boost your post. It also included a photo of a razor blade and a yellow powder arranged to spell out DMT. A psychedelic drug.
So my question becomes, what can't you boost? What kind of post can't you boost?
I don't know.
It sounds like anything, and they go into like a 24-hour review thing, but it sounds like nothing's being reviewed.
No, nothing's being
They
reviewed.
just kind of go for it.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I'm going to get a little creative with some of the things I'm going to advertise.
Yeah, they don't seem to care. The Journal reported in March that federal authorities were investigating Meta for its role in the illicit sale of drugs. The nonprofit Tech Transparency Project, which investigates online platforms, reviewed Meta's ad library from March to June and found more than 450 illicit drug ads on Facebook and Instagram. Quote, you don't need the dark web anymore when you can just buy a Facebook ad to sell dangerous drugs or even scam people at a scale that wouldn't have been possible through the dark web.
Oh my God!
said Katie.
So
Paul.
they're outdoing the dark web.
They're outdoing the dark web.
Facebook Marketplace.
Dark web's done.
Dark web.
You just go to Facebook.
It's got new colors: blue, blue and white.
Meta works well. So they say they work with law enforcement to combat this type of activity.
Yeah, bullshit.
A company spokesman said. The company's content moderation teams were affected by staff cuts in recent years.
Wow. Well, that's understandable. They couldn't review all of the ads because they had to do staff cuts.
Right, they had to do
to make sure that their
cuts.
bottom line was as good.
Yeah, on Wednesday.
Your Honor, I had to lay everybody off to keep the shareholders happy.
I mean,
I can't review every ad.
Exactly.
I have to stay profitable.
They're almost paupers. I mean, they're on Wednesday. Meta reported second quarter sales rose 22% to $39.1 billion.
Glad to hear things are going
compared
well.
with a year earlier, but they had to cut the people that look at the
had to cut
illicit drug use
the
ads.
task force.
Yeah. When users click on the Facebook pages or Instagram accounts associated with the ads, those pages often include non-sponsored photos or posts of drug-related content. Some of the accounts use names that make it clear they are for the transaction of drugs, such as an ad for DMT, which was posted by an account called DMT Vapes and Notes.
Why do they get to have an account? Shut down the account.
Right? They can shut down DMT Vapes and Notes.
Yeah, I don't understand. Half of my sketches get flagged on
Right,
Meta.
exactly.
But I can sell DMT on it. You know? Yeah. It's crazy. It's insane.
It is nuts. Well, there was a Senate hearing in January, and a number of parents said they think Meta and other social media companies are responsible for the deaths of their children, including because of illegal drug sales on social platforms that led to overdoses from fentanyl, a synthetic opioid. Chief Executive Mark Zuckerberg,
well-intentioned guy.
good guy, friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Well, he apologized at the hearing.
Okay, well, then there
He
you go.
said, quote, "I'm sorry for everything you have all been through," he said. "No one should go through the things that your families have suffered, and this is why we invest so much to make sure no one has to go through the things your families have had to suffer."
But you don't. They just said that they disinvested from it.
They fired everybody that does that.
Yeah.
But we invest a lot in it.
We invested a lot in it. But then the shareholder earnings dipped one quarter, and we can't have that. You know. So if any profit margin goes down a quarter, then people need to be fired. So you see, profits,
and you understand that.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry you lost your son.
Children aren't supposed to die, but profits cannot go down. And I think once everybody understands that,
Right.
then they'll have another level of sympathy.
Yeah, a new understanding, newfound understanding
Newfound understanding
of my issues.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I know you have a son to keep alive, but I have shareholders that I'm beholden to. My name's not Mark Zuckerberg. Well, here's someone beholden to almost definitely not the people of his country. Headline, U.S. says Maduro's opponent won election. Washington.
Well, the U.S., they've been known to lie about an election.
That's true. They have. So, but I don't think it really matters. I think what does matter is the fact that us saying this is not good for him.
Yeah, right.
So
exactly.
The U.S. recognized the opponent of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro as the winner of that country's disputed presidential election, increasing pressure on the Venezuelan strongman to step down despite the claim of victory. The announcement on Thursday by Secretary of State Antony Blinken, friend of the show, welcome anytime, is the latest escalation of rhetoric from Washington urging Maduro to step aside last weekend when polling data indicated he was trounced by his challenger, retired diplomat Edmundo Gonzalez.
Now, that's the old guy, right?
He's the old guy. He's like a fucking basketball coach.
Right.
Whatever the fuck, and the mayor or something. But now, he won by, they say he won by like 1 trillion votes or something. But Of course, Maduro says he won.
Yeah.
So, quote, given the overwhelming evidence, it is clear to the United States and most importantly to the Venezuelan people that Edmundo Gonzalez won most of the votes in Venezuela's July 28th presidential election, Blinken said. Blinken's statement stopped short of calling Gonzalez a president-elect, a diplomatic sleight of hand that leaves the possibility for Washington to step up pressure further. But Blinken congratulated Gonzalez on a, quote, successful campaign and called for a, quote, peaceful transition in accordance with Venezuelan electoral law and wishes of the Venezuelan people. The U.S. announcement is a blow to Maduro, who faces growing number of foreign governments urging him to recognize his apparent defeat.
Yes.
But it's not the first time the U.S. has tried to move Maduro out of power by announcing that someone else has won the election.
Oh, really?
You see, in 2019, then President Donald Trump, friend of the show, welcome anytime, just kidding, announced that he was recognizing Venezuelan's opposition leader, Juan Guaido, as the legitimate president of Venezuela. But Maduro hung on, using the army and police to hound his political opponents to submission and exile.
Oh, jeez.
Analysts say the test for Maduro now is more severe because of the groundswell of opposition to his unpopular rule in an election with heavy voter turnout. Maduro, 61 years old, collected 3.2 million votes to 7.1 million for Gonzalez.
Whoa.
So he
Lance?
lost by... Gonzalez had over 100% more votes than him.
Right.
According to data from voting stations compiled by the opposition and publicly made accessible, but the regime insists that Maduro won handedly, though it hasn't released the voter tabulations as required by electoral law, and is now counting on a sprawling security service to keep an angry population in line. So far this week, U.S. officials have mostly expressed deep concern about the election and called the government to release detailed results. Members of President Biden's own party have been urging the administration to go further, along with them Senator Cardin from Maryland. Quote, it is absolutely essential that we be very clear Maduro was not elected president of Venezuela. Analysts say the White House reaction has been muted in part because of the turmoil in Venezuela could tread on two of Biden's top priorities as president to keep gas prices low and reduce the flow of migrants over the border to Mexico.
Yes.
Allowing Maduro to stay in power could cause another wave of migration from Venezuela, however, ultimately causing a ripple effect on American southern borders. So,
Sort of a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
damned if you do, damned if you don't. But we'll see what happens with that.
Wow.
Next week in Venezuela. And what's the deal with Venezuela's president?
Wow. The other guy, the first guy that beat him, he was exiled.
He was exiled and got on a fucking raft and got out of Dodge.
Jeez.
He's at the border trying to cross now.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
some days working in the laundromat.
This is from the Wall Street Journal, Joe. This is the news of the Olympics.
Yeah, well,
Well, two news stories.
we've got plenty of news.
We'll see if there's some overlap. Headline: he was crushing the Olympics, then his paddle got crushed.
His trusty paddle.
His
Now,
trusty paddle.
I'm a bit of a ping pong man
You
myself.
are a bit of a ping pong.
When you got a paddle you're used to, it makes a big difference.
That's what this article says.
I can't even play my friend Evan from the show Welcome Anytime on his paddle because he's so comfortable with it he whoops my ass. But if we both play on the paddles that just come at the place where we go play,
Yes.
we're on more even footing.
Right. Well, we'll get into that. Table
Yeah,
tennis
take it away.
is a game of millimeters.
That's true. So is
That's
my
what it
cock.
says here. Says here in this article. It was the perfect start to the Olympics for the world's best table tennis player. After years of toiling in China's grueling training program, Wang Zhugin finally won a gold medal in mixed doubles, the first of 3 events he was expected to dominate in Paris.
Okay.
But before the celebration was even over, his triple medal prospects changed in a flash. A photographer accidentally stepped
Oh my God.
on his paddle, snapping its handle.
Now, accidentally, or was there perhaps malice in play?
Well, if we are to trust the Wall Street Journal, it was by accident.
Well, I've never deceived us before.
They've never lied to us before.
Oh,
But there's no malice at play, as far as I know.
fair enough. It was an accident.
It was an accident. Elation.
A dream-crushing accident.
A dream-crushing accident. Elation, Joe, turned to fury.
No. Hate it when that happens.
Wang shouted at photographers. A coach physically restrained him. Quote,
Wow.
I lost control of my emotions a little, he said shortly afterward. I believe I'll still be able to play well with my backup paddle.
Well, tell me this. Can you not have the same paddle rebuilt? Like, could there not be a replica of that paddle? It's the same thing? Or this has the grooves of his hand already buried
He's been playing with it for...
It's broken in.
He's got it. He's got it. He's got it to where he wants it. It's like a baseball mitt. He's broken it in.
You got to break it in.
He broke it in.
Yeah.
So he's got a backup paddle.
But that's not the same.
He thinks it'll be the same. He thinks I
But in the back of it, he's going to get the yips now.
Well,
in the back of his mind, he knows...
He goes, I think I'll be able to play with my backup paddle. Less than 24 hours later, it turned out Wang was wrong.
I can't hit a fucking single ball.
Now, it could be, he probably got in his head. He probably got the yips.
He probably got the yips.
But in the marquee men's singles tournament, the world number one with paddle number two. Oh, I'm sorry. The world number one with paddle number two was on the losing end of one of the biggest upsets in Olympic table tennis history.
Did it say who he lost to?
In the round of 32, the top-seeded Wang dropped the first two sets to number 19, Truls Morgard of Sweden.
That's a nobody.
He battled back. Yeah, Truls Morgard.
He's a nobody.
He's a fucking nobody.
He's a 19 seed. He's a fucking nobody.
Pack your bags back to Sweden. Fucking nobody.
Nobody.
He battled back to even it before dropping the last two sets in the best of 7 match, shocking the Asian nation that has absolutely dominated its national pastime on the global stage.
Yeah, that's right. They have.
Since table tennis became an Olympic sport in 1988, Chinese players have won 32 out of a possible 37 gold medals.
That's right.
Countries can enter up to 2 athletes for singles, and the past 4 finals for both men and women have been all Chinese affairs.
Chinese as far as the eye can see.
Now for the first time since 1992, there will be fewer than 2 Chinese men on the podium. And many Chinese fans and table tennis analysts blame it all on one photographer's misstep. In a way, the mistake was at least partly Wang's fault. And now it sounds like they're victim blaming.
Well, they're victim blaming.
Yeah. In South Paris Arena, a barrier separates photographers from athletes on the playing field. But just before Wang and playing partner Sun Yingisha celebrated by holding up the Chinese flag for the cameras, he tossed his paddle over the barrier.
You can't toss your trusty paddle, Wang.
He tossed it over the barrier into the photographer area. He was too excited.
But I don't like the victim blame either, and I believe all women. I believe all Chinese ping pong artists.
Exactly, and I do as well. So Wang smiled for the cameras until he learned of the accident. Table tennis is a game of millimeters, Joe.
Oh, I know.
And no 2 paddles feel the same.
That's true.
Even if they're the same make and model.
Ugh.
Quote, it really messes with you mentally, said Barbara Wee, an American ping pong commentator. Even if it's only 1% off, it matters because table tennis is all about the margin. It's a very precise sport.
Got that right.
The loss doesn't end Wang's Olympics. He will still compete in the team event. Sadly for him, there's no coming back for the paddle.
No coming back for the paddle. Consolation prize.
Yeah.
Team event. It's no good. Well, that is the perfect springboard into our final article.
Sure.
On today's episode of Echo Chamber. Because, see, there may not be just that problem for the Chinese ping pong players this year's Olympics.
Yeah.
It's not just the paddle from Wang that got broke. There's also a new ping ponger in town.
New ping ponger.
Ping ponger. There's a LeBron of table tennis, Trent, and his name is LeBron.
LeBron.
He's French.
Oh, French.
He's not Chinese. See, no country has ever dominated an Olympic sport the way that China has.
Sure.
We just covered it.
Yes.
Since it's made its debut, word for word from your article, since it's made its debut in 1988, the Chinese have won 33 of possible 38 gold medals.
Chinese, as far as the eye can see.
Chinese, as far as the eye can see. But now China table tennis monopoly is under threat.
Ah, Christ.
And the player who might be just good enough to take down the mighty Chinese in Paris is a bespectacled boy from France.
Lebrun.
Lebrun.
I watched this, actually.
Did you?
Yeah.
Felix Lebrun.
Felix Lebrun, yep.
He's become the host nation's breakout star, an unlikely sensation at the Olympics by holding the paddle, get this, unlike almost anywhere else in the upper echelons of table tennis.
Wow.
Basically, he walks up to the table and steps into a time machine. Because you see, Lebrun is 17 years old, and he plays like an old Chinese man. Word for word. He plays like an old Chinese man.
He plays like an old Chinese man.
Yeah, his kid, he's like an old Chinese guy.
Ancient
Quote,
Chinese proverb.
It's a white guy playing a traditionally Asian style.
Wow. That sounds to me like cultural appropriation.
Cultural appropriation. Although, you know, white guys have taken things that minorities have done and turned them into global sensations time and time again. This guy's like the Elvis Presley. I don't know about the LeBron, more like the Elvis.
Sure.
Yeah. He's making rock and roll out of blues and gospel.
Wow.
That's right. Well, Lebrun plays with the pinhold grip, Trent, which is thumb and forefinger wrap around the handle and rest on the front of the paddle as if you were holding a pin. Top Asian players used to dominate with the grip, but it became less popular because it has one big disadvantage: a weaker backhand. Today, only 3 of the world's top 50 men use the pinhold, and Lebrun is the only one in the top 10.
Wow.
Even the Chinese players have ditched it for the ubiquitous handshake grip.
The handshake grip.
Shake hand grip, holding the paddles if they were shaking hands.
Huh.
Well,
the shake hand grip.
Yeah, not the handshake grip.
Yeah, that would be too.
That was a huge mistake.
Wow.
On my part.
Jeez. We almost had to
restart the podcast.
yeah. Admit an echo chamber error.
Yeah.
But so here's what I watched this. I watched Lebrun.
Did you? See,
the spectacled young
this was
man.
A few days ago. I don't know if he may have been knocked out.
I believe he won.
He won it all.
Well, don't quote me on that. He may have gotten bronze. Or
I
he may have won.
meant to look it up.
Yeah. He definitely won a medal. I don't know if he won the gold, but he was in the.
He's a winner.
Yeah, he's a winner. Bronze, be it bronze, silver, or gold. I don't know. But he won.
Look it up after the right in. Tell us what you think.
So anyway, but he had a different way of serving. I didn't zoom in on the way he was holding his paddle.
Well, it's Asian style.
It's Asian style, like an old Chinese guy. I go, this guy. I was watching. I go, he's holding it like an old Chinese.
I mean,
guy.
look at him. He's a bespectacled 17-year-old white French boy. But I mean, I couldn't tell him from an old Chinese guy. If I could not tell you the difference between him and an old Chinese guy. The way he's holding that.
No, but the guys. I've never seen anybody. Everyone had a different way of serving.
Yeah, there's many different serves.
Yeah, well, one would throw it all fucking high up in the air.
That's right.
And then this
Some
guy,
keep him right there.
that's what he would do.
Yeah,
he really plays like an old Chinese guy.
Yeah, just like an old Chinese guy. Yeah, they always keep it right there. Well, none of those grips inspired his unusual grip. It came from a Chinese player named Chen Jian, who trained at his hometown table tennis club in Montpellier. Quote, I saw him play when I was 4 years old and thought, oh, that's better than others. That's like a complex thought to have, observation when you're 4 years old, I think. I wanted to become just like him. Well, his breakthrough came last year when LeBron won the men's title at the European Games at age 16 and stood on the podium above his brother, who took bronze. His international results put him on the radar of table tennis world. He began thinking about the Paris Games and wondering something that once sounded preposterous. Could this French kid upset China's best players in the Olympics?
Wow.
Especially with home table advantage?
Whoa.
There's one thing about your trusty paddle. Well, I haven't even talked about home table advantage.
Well, wow.
Yeah. And that was the question even before everything started breaking his way. For the past 4 Olympics, the men's and women's singles finals have been all Chinese affairs. But Paris hasn't been what China has expected. World number 1, Wang.
Yes.
Well,
he got fucked.
Flamed out of the men's tournament around at 32 after a photographer stepped on his paddle and broke it. I didn't even realize I was in here. Meanwhile, in a country not exactly known for unrestrained enthusiasm, France cannot get enough of Le Ping Pong.
Oh, they were going crazy. Those crazy French bastards. They were up
absolutely
at the stands.
crazy.
The stadium was rocking.
This is how fucking rock hard they are for ping pong right now. French television has been cutting away from other sports in the Olympics to broadcast LeBron's matches.
Wow.
The swimming, they go, fuck it. Put on
Fuck
LeBron.
LeBron.
In South Paris Arena, spectators chant his name, stomp their feet, and roar for every point he wins.
Yeah.
There are even kids wearing his jersey. Quote, I've not played in an atmosphere like this before, he said. To LeBron. The Chinese are out,
The French are in.
and the French are in.
Wow.
And that's the final truth here on the Echo Chamber podcast.
Final truth. Wow, Joe. Well, that was, that's great. I like that ending.
Yeah, it was positive. Usually it's like, man, World War III is going to start tomorrow. Yeah.
The last few, the country's circling the drain. Yeah. But now we're hopeful.
He's the pride of a nation.
The pride of a nation. A 17-year-old bespectacled young man.
He's nobody.
He's a nobody.
He's like Harry Potter. He's
like
a
Harry
bespectacled
Potter.
dork, but he's about to turn the world on its head, Trent.
Exactly.
And he's going to hold it upside down.
He's going to hold it like a pin.
Like a pin, upside down. Well,
Wow.
that has been this episode, of Echo Chamber Podcast. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, write a
Rate,
review,
all that shit.
tell your friends to listen.
Tell your friends to listen.
And yeah, and when is this coming out? Next Monday? And
Sunday.
if you live in Brooklyn, come and see me record my debut stand-up comedy special August 24th at the Gutter in Williamsburg, 8 p.m. and 10:30 p.m.
Oh, 2 shows.
2 shows, right in the
Wow.
late.
There you go. Yeah, go
In
see
case I
Joe.
step on my paddle. Grab my backup. You never know what could go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go see Joe record a special. It's a long ways away, Joe.
Okay.
But February 3rd, I'll be recording an album.
We've got a date.
Yeah, it's my birthday. I'll be recording on my 30th
that's exciting.
birthday.
Oh, your 30th birthday.
I'll be recording an album at the White Rabbit Cabaret in Fountain Square, Indiana.
Oh, wow. I might have to fly out for it.
Well, you want to open?
I'd love to.
All right.
Wow.
Well, come see
Well,
Joe.
check out my special and check out Trent's album. February 3rd in Indiana. We'll all be there. Might have to do a remote pod.
Yeah, we'll do a live pod.
Yeah, we'll get a friend of the show on, baby.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's the show. As always, this is Trent Mabry signing off.
And this is Joe Nunnick signing out.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.